to wherever it is that we are going, lead the way. And
All right.
who is leading this voyage?
I take like a long sigh and I look at Kieran.
We're going this way, and I
Our
will
our
continue to like make my way
captain.
forward.
Our
He
glorious captain.
he just kind of like he knew the response before he asked, and you
Yeah.
can see his jaw like lock, and he just nods like, mm-hmm. And he will actually hang to the back unless anybody intentionally walks behind him. He will gladly be the last one to walk in the row or so that you guys are walking in.
Yeah, it's fine
Does
with
not
me.
seem to be very interested in communication, at least with you guys at first. Eventually, after a little bit of time, he'll actually say to the other human there, he'll say to Dustin, he'll say, "What's your involvement in this?" "Oh, I'm just trying not to die, and that was interesting. You didn't do that?" Kenneth East? Oh, yes. I am Kenneth East. How did you tell? I can tell by the accent. Yep. Kenneth East. That's who I was with? Good. He says, like, annoyed that he's with another incompetent person. And continues traveling forward with you guys.
While we're traveling, I would like to speak to Luca in Dwarven. So I wouldn't really be keeping it down, but it would be kind of whispered that the member of... so it would be whispered because I actually remember that the Canif guy said he knew a bit of Dwarven.
Okay, I was ready to interrupt you when you started
but
speaking
it'd still be whispered because we'd be like
Yeah.
walking side by side. The Canif boy has magical auras upon him. So do Kieran and Reich, but I believe that's because of their jaunt out into the forest. But if either one of them acts strangely, it's because their mind may not be entirely their own. Just be aware of it.
What about your mind?
That creature in the tree shown me the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
Luca will take your word for it, and he'll nod and say, "Well, I will be wary, but hopefully I don't have to be." And
Mm-hmm.
you can tell he's very he's unsettled by the fact that he's the only one who wasn't touched by this person inappropriately. And
I'll pat Luca's shoulder and actually...
he's just kind of like, I don't want to have to kill all my friends.
I pat Luca's shoulder and jog up to Kieran at front and then start speaking in Elvish. It's like, you do realize our enemies sent him to us to slow us down.
Don't know, don't care. We could have left him back there and it would
Don't
have
let
been
him
fine.
slow us down.
But somebody, she turns and looks at Reich, and invite him along for the journey. So now we're stuck with him.
You say that all in Elvish?
Yeah, it doesn't really, I mean,
It's like passage. Yeah, it makes her feel better.
Reich can very obviously tell that when you're referring to him, but he doesn't seem to care. Reich actually doesn't seem like he's totally paying attention to what's going on. He seems to he's whistling, which is uncharacteristic of him, just kind of looking around.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that you need to make up and be friends with him. If you want to hate your distant family, I am 100% okay with that. I'm on your side in this whole thing. Or less.
what other side would there be? This person?
Yeah.
You just
point
met?
to Michael Cannon.
I point to I point to Delirandar, like that one.
No, I'm not on his side. Not at all.
No, of course not.
So you guys
Wanna
travel. You guys travel for some time. Does anybody choose to speak to the Halabar at all, or no?
No.
I don't make it a point to. If he speaks to me, I will reply.
I would offer him about halfway through the journey a bead of nourishment and refreshment.
Yeah.
He would look at them, and quizzically, and then look to you and be like, "Is this of your land?"
No, this is Kenneth, but you seem like the sort of person who values time. Food, water, for a day.
Just
Yeah,
let him
it's-
drop dead. Fine.
He nods to your suggestion of that. He doesn't seem to think that you have any reason to lie, so he just takes them both at the same time. And you actually see both like delight and surprise come across his face as he's like, huh. Almost like the shitty situation he was just thrust into is kind of like forgotten for a moment. It's like you find one of the good moments in having to deal with Kieran. It's like, I have to deal with Kieran, but I found a penny. Ooh.
He actually sees that reaction and in Elvish goes, might be worthy a trade deal. They'd be useful on airships.
He nods and he looks back and says, unfortunately, they've maxed in Elvish with his best attempt at your dialect.
Accent. Yeah.
He matches with exception. Their maximum exports allowed in accordance to the Undying Court have not allowed you to our production to be more greatly improved. Or blah, blah, blah. Apparently, I can't speak that sentence, but you know what I'm trying to say.
It's like a very businessy
Wow.
sentence that Stalbor barely understands.
Yeah.
Well, he understands, but he barely gets like
really
the
bad.
meaning of. So he's just like, and then the conversation doesn't continue.
Which, by the way, Stalbor, you know that's literally what the dude on Kieran's ship is trying to with Kieran's uncle. That's literally what they're trying to bust through.
What?
Let's get more trees for production.
No.
Yeah, but
actually,
he never mentioned
Stalbor and I,
it's weirded out by it.
Stalbor and I never had that conversation.
Oh,
And also, I was talking about the beads of nourishment and refreshment.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yes,
oh, you
for
might want to
trade.
trade Caneth.
yeah. Oh, to Kenneth.
Because
Oh,
he said that they're Caneth.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to take that back because I totally misunderstood what you're saying. He nods and says to respond to that. He says, perhaps for the captain to keep his tongue and his mind clear and clean. However, the crew need their ale from time to time.
He'd nod. He'd maybe make a little bit of pleasant conversation, but nothing over the moon.
Mm-hmm.
The moons.
After you make a little bit of pleasant conversation with him, you notice that aside from the fact that he is clearly keeping you at arm's length because of this, at the very least, the situation is strange to a man of his stature, right? But he, despite keeping you at arm's length, he actually is a really intelligent person. Not Stalbor's level of intelligence, but he's actually a really intelligent person. And though his persona is very stiff-backed and straight-necked, he actually is rather charismatic and can craft words really well and is quite pleasant to speak to. He's certainly not friendly with you, but he's very cordial with you. And he, at every point in time since your initial encounter where he seemed very gruff, he's actually polite, not just cordial, but he's actually welcoming a conversation and whatnot. It's
Good etiquette.
Talks. Yeah, it's actually to the point where he would try to turn conversation to your lands, having admit that he has visited them before. Would you even be open to this conversation?
Well, Stalbor being polite would have these conversations, but if anyone looks back at seeing him, they'd probably tell that he's not very happy about having this conversation. But he's being polite.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, if we're traveling this guy, we're not going to be complete assholes to this guy right now.
Yep.
Right.
So one of the pointed questions he's going to ask you is
exactly the opposite of what he said to Kieran, of course.
Of course. One of the pointed questions he's going to ask you is, after you guys have kind of warmed up a bit, and he's a pretty to the point person generally. He says, "You've clearly been within our nations for some time. Your accent is already slightly changing. I imagine it'll snap back should you return home. But the time that you've spent in our lands, has it been predominantly in Karnath?"
More often than not, yes. Lots of time in Breland.
But you've spent most of your time in Karnath. Because you have the smell of the dead on you. You reek of a rotting corpse.
Lovely thing to say to a person.
Especially considering how pungent the swamp is. Yes, it's not like your people to be this way.
I can't get good Aeronel perfume on Corvair.
I know a guy. That's
That'd probably be it.
Closest thing to a joke he says the entire time.
Yeah. Hey. We're
right.
learning.
So you guys travel for a while, following Kieran's instincts or whatever, as we had said beforehand, following Kieran's instincts, and from time to time the interjections of the Huey. that is with you, the house cat of the person that's with you. Until at one point in time, like, because again, there's a lot of these stumps around. So you actually see quite a few of them around you, but none of them get up and move. None of them seem to do anything whatsoever. Until finally, you guys are traveling for a bit, and then all of a sudden the human's like, wait, I have a feeling like we're here.
Okay.
Okay. I look around and see if I can spot anything.
This is where we're meant to be. Or,
And you know this how?
or better,
Who
this
told
is,
you this?
This is where you're meant to be.
Who told you this?
Well, I've known it the whole time. And he says, standing like fully straight up and so much more comfortable with himself and everything. Like he seems so much more comfortable with the situation.
God.
He says, because every one of you seem to be of worth, but only 2 of you are needed. It was interesting to have 4 options, but to have 5, and one of them so unique. One of you is certainly going to be of value. Oh, and if 3 of you prove yourselves worthy, perhaps you can replace me.
At that point, I like
barely a
immediately
good
mage
servant.
armor.
Yep.
Like very
Yeah.
obviously, very loud. Like,
Yeah,
I
just-
don't even
We're
think
all
mage
doing,
armor
we're all
has a
doing
semantic.
one thing.
It has a
I just
semantic
sigh
component.
and draw
I
my
would
sword.
yell it just so the others know. Like, yeah, no, go. You don't let him monologue. Go.
Yeah.
Like,
So
literally,
as you guys like throwing your spells up and everything, all of a sudden
Yep.
you start to notice all around you, like,
Oh, nice.
holy shit, there's so many of them around you, are like, as they stand up and get themselves ready. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that this is clear so you guys can roll your initiatives. It is not clear, so don't roll your initiatives.
never clear, even though it should be.
Okay.
Just like my mind.
Oh.
There we go. All right.
I
so,
told you guys.
I told you.
Now you guys can roll your initiatives.
Come on, nat 20.
Come
That's
on.
not a
natural-
nat 20. That's an 8.
Oops, I forgot to click.
Ooh, I go before Stalwart. Ooh,
Uh,
Eric.
Yep.
Oh,
Gosh.
He's
Oh,
distracted by the
man.
butterflies.
that's not good.
Nope. Not a great roll.
No, it's a
No.
grade, no.
I didn't see what it was. Was it good?
And
It
that
was a
one.
natural one for.
Oh, that's appropriate. That's pretty much the norm for him.
You lose your first action, Eric. How do you feel?
I feel bad.
Like a garbage person? Is that what you feel like, Eric? You feel like you're a piece of shit?
I throw my sword as far into the air as I can, and I just stand under it and pray for a swift death.
Instead, it just removes your large toe on your left foot.
Rip.
That's it.
I slowly bleed to death.
Nobody healed me. I deserve this.
I'm pushing on my major arteries, just make it bleed
Squirting out
faster.
like ketchup.
All right. Awesome. So as you guys are there, I'm just trying to get myself prepared right here. So as you guys are there, and you notice the sheer number of them that are surrounding you, honestly, everybody make me an intelligence check to try to count out how many of them there are.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't have magic circle yet.
Takes a minute to cast anyways, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. It's literally like turret defense while the mage casts.
I did an intelligence save, but it's the
Magic
same as
circle.
my intelligence, so.
So you're
Oh.
saying is you also suck at that.
Eric.
Oh, he Eric.
Not
Okay.
technically.
Gotcha. All right, perfect. So
fuck
let's
is
see
that?
what your saves are. So intelligence. So actually, Stalbor and Luca, you guys beat the DC that I had set. You guys looking around are able to see that there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 2, 4, 5. There seems to be
Scott can't count them.
maybe 45 of them.
What
Ah.
the hell?
all around you, maybe more, maybe over 50
Of
of
these
them.
stumps.
Of these stumps have grown up out of the ground all around you. But
Oh, I wish I had different spells.
could everybody roll for me perception checks?
I wish I prepared different spells. I knew I was gonna die. I'm scared.
And wait for the last one. Okay, but only
Gee.
Luca out of all of you is, because everybody else is like scared or whatever. Only Luca is able to notice. Wait a second. A few of them look different than the rest. Most of them around you look to be like, even though they're these strange tree-like creatures that you've seen, they seem to have more distinct nature to them. They still have tails, and their faces are still longer, like snouts, and they seem to have like even more clawed hands. Luca, if you had to guess, they almost look like lizard folk. Like most of them around you almost look to be lizard folk. But even more than that, there's clearly at least one shifter amongst them, and clearly a few humans amongst them, as their features are way more distinct than any of the ones that you encountered beforehand. Their features are way more distinct.
But all made of wood.
All of them the same creatures, just they seem to be, if you had to guess, newer, less aged.
Yep. So he's been.
Man.
Well,
Okay, awesome. So we have your initiative set up. I'm just going to do one of these. I'm almost done. I'm just trying to set up my little.
That's okay, Scott. We'll
Sorry.
wait for you, Mr. Dungeon Master.
Oh, you're good, good.
we'll wait. We will.
You've got 50 people to take care of course.
Yeah.
Just gonna
That's
throw
not
this
gonna
out
lag
there.
roll 20 at all.
Oh,
Luca's
no.
Luca's totally just gonna do some stuff, guys. So get us out of here.
Luca's gonna get bathed on.
Hey,
Yeah.
if it's sob and pray for a quick death, that's what Rick's gonna do too.
Penny needs a bath, like yesterday.
Yeah.
She kind of smells. Not gonna lie.
That's a random
Yeah, I was
addition
like,
to
where'd
the
that come
session.
Sorry. I just have like her face in my head.
Oh, okay. I just had my dog's teeth cleaned, like by the vet. Her breath smells like heaven. I'm like, you can lick my face all you want. I'll like it.
Okay. Now you're getting
Keep
kind
that
of
in
weird.
mind, Scott.
All right, perfect. There we go. We have
Back
all
up
the
to the
initiatives
vet
set
so I
up.
can lick-
By sheer coincidence, Kieran actually gets to act first. And yeah, Kieran,
Oh.
as this is all happening around you, as all these creatures are appearing around you, and don't worry, I'm not going to make you do it theater of the mind. I'm going to give you something to work with. It's a really shitty token to work for Mr. Lyrandar, man. Let me drop this over here. We do the production side of it. Combat. And let's do transition. Put you over here. Pop you out here. And then, where are you? Players. To here? Yes. No, wrong one.
Alpha. No, this isn't right.
No.
I beat it
Whoa!
before.
There you are. There you
Okay.
are.
Awesome.
There you
Lovely.
are.
No.
All right,
So glad
Kieran.
you can see all of this. Yeah.
Kenneth man
So-
isn't even here. He's not
Yeah,
even valuable.
Where's the
enough.
Kenneth
I'm
man?
gonna do that,
Getting him for you
and then
right now.
I'm gonna.
Why? You
I'm
want
gonna
Uh,
to kill Mr. Kenneth first?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Fuck
get eaten by someone. Yeah.
Guy.
gonna
That's a
put
bee
his
shield right there.
Fucking head on a pike.
I'd like Mr. Delirandar to die so I can take his fancy cloak. So I cast that, and then I fly up in the air,
Bye.
30 feet.
So Kieran's first
Bye-bye.
tactic in all of this. I just gotta make sure to scroll down.
I
because
like
this game-
how Scott. You know
fucking-
we're no longer on the turn order now because you moved the page.
No.
Stop.
We're on
Yeah.
your turn order, not ours. So you just have to do everything on your own.
Ugh, that's fine. I can just keep track of it because I keep track of it anyways. So, all right, cool. So Kieran's first tactic in all of this is to cast fly and go up. That's her turn. That's what she does. She's like, look at this, guys. I'm helping, and she disappears. All right, who she's like? Well, we'll see who survives. Well, they wanted a survival. I'm gonna be a survivor. All right, after Kieran is going to be the first bout of baddies, and so that first bout of baddies, as I try to find them on my goddamn map.
I like how Mr. Kenneth is actually not even with us. Now that I noticed that you add him, he's not even like in the battle circle.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
literally gonna get eaten alive.
Mr. Kenneth is right there with you.
Oh no, wait, he was evil. I forgot.
He's
took
a
so-
baddie.
Oh, Mr. Kenneth. Oh, yes, correct. So here, I can make him closer. There you go.
No, it's just it's okay. I just remembered that he was monologuing.
Yeah. Remember, don't let him monologue. That was your line.
Don't let him monologue. Kill him. Kill him with fire.
I don't have any fire, right? How many times do I have to tell you?
I get to start with my thing against Reich. Reich, can you do me a favor and make me that save? That sweet, sweet, sweet dexterity save?
I don't wanna.
That's okay. You
Right.
can anyways.
45 of these things. We can't kill them all.
Yeah, this is too many men.
What?
Many
No.
men.
We couldn't handle like
You guys
10 of
all
them.
rolled garbage for initiative, too.
This is
That
what
doesn't change the fact that we're gonna get eaten alive.
this is what fireball is for, Ollie. Or
It only does half their damage. I can
Alright.
do it twice.
It is now going to be after I attack you, Reich, which is me vomiting on you and you dodging completely out of the way of my vomiting on you. You are going to take only half of the damage, which is...
If I could take 0 of the damage, that'd be great.
No.
Ah,
It's
that's not
half as
how.
much.
Don't worry, this is a good deal for you.
It's a great
Sure.
deal for you. You take half of that. You take 4 points of acid damage from that being going blah on you.
But Luca's
Alright.
not alone now.
Now it is Stalbor's turn. Stalbor, I'm
Stalbor.
sure you have Fireball because of the fact that you're like a wizard, right? And you have 3rd level spells.
You know I don't have fireball. I have
Every wizard gets Fireball at 5th level. Every wizard.
hunger of Mabar. But before that, I kind of open my spell book and I like push to like the middle. It's like, just so you know, if we don't survive this, I love all of you. Not you, Mr. Lirindar. Sorry.
It's like as he's like drawing his sword and looking around at all these creatures, and he's like,
And then I cast Fireball. But I'm going to cast it. Let me do some math. 20 radius. I mean that's the edge, so it wouldn't hit Kieran, right?
I'm up in the air anyway.
Up in the air. So I cast it from here.
At the range.
oh, you know what? He was actually supposed to go before Kieran, and in going before
Get
Kieran,
all the boys.
yeah. All right, give me 1 second. You go ahead, Ollie.
Well, just all right, just so you know where I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it.
I saw your arrow moving. Show me one more time.
No, I won't find it again. That's why I said, do you know?
It's
Because
two-
I won't
it's
find
two
it.
to the right
It was like
of it.
right here.
It was like
It's right
here.
above that. No, it's
Oh,
right
it was
about
here.
one and over to the left is where you did last time.
Here.
There.
There you go.
Yes, because it's like would hit Kieran if she wasn't in the air right now. So it's
Beautiful.
like all of these. It doesn't hit the one actually beside me. That's
Awesome.
31 damage if they fail, and what 16 if they don't? No, 15 if they
Boy,
don't.
these things took a lot of damage too.
I know, that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, Fireball isn't
Yeah.
gonna do that much good because even then it won't kill them instantly.
I mean, if you were a sorcerer, you could twin that. No. So
No, you can't.
No, I know, Aaron. I know.
We had this
I
conversation
know,
last
Aaron.
week.
I know. I'm,
Honey, stop getting upset. Go away.
so, anyways, you
Died.
It's set the number of enemies we have to fight.
you throw that ball of energy at them, and you can just see so much of their strength, every bit of them being sapped away from them. They clearly look significantly weaker from the ball of energy that you threw at them. It was actually a really successful casting of the spell. However, it's not enough as most of them are still standing. Was Lucas supposed to go before Stalbor? No, he's supposed to go immediately afterwards. Luca,
I was
it is now your
supposed to
turn.
go the same time. So
Yeah.
it
So
doesn't
you
matter.
can just go immediately afterwards. It is Lucas' turn.
Okay, so can you just ping really quick the guy who is this like that led us here?
Monologue
this.
now.
Yeah,
that
I
one.
thought that was him. Just making sure. That's convenient
Clearly a
for me.
Tanith.
Boom, moving there. Shillelagh and Booming Blade is what I am casting. So hold on, let me pop those up
Just
really
go
quick. for
ahead
the
and
people at home.
insert your sword into his body hole. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna,
Please
but don't tell
and
me.
thank
Oh.
Hold on,
Just
hold
not
on,
roll like garbage. That'd be fun.
Oh!
hold on.
You have to
I'm
faint
going
before,
to,
so you can't faint.
Yeah, but I'm gonna add a precision
Rip.
attack to that.
Yeah, you look like you're doing such a precise attack right now, Luca.
Good job.
Yeah, and then
job.
I'm gonna
10 for 10.
spend an action point.
10 for 10.
Good man. Hey! Yay!
Maybe I did
To
something.
be fair, Canif Man doesn't have any
18
armor,
total.
so
He has a hand axe.
he has a hand axe.
I'm taking that
Not
back.
armor, Luca.
I know.
So it's actually
18
that's
total.
actually 18 total, which I don't know how you pulled it out of your ass, Luca, but you fucking hit him.
Yay!
Kill him,
So-
Luca.
Upon hitting him, hold on. I will roll damage first. Boom.
Okay, 9.
Strength saving throw and with 2 strength saving throws, an extra 8 damage from booming blade.
Okay, so 9, 17 plus the precision doesn't add damage, does it? So 17 and then 2 saves.
Precision does not add damage. No.
Okay, thank you.
First one's trip, second one's push.
Mm-hmm. All right, he actually fails both of them.
Yeah, he gets knocked down and pushed 10 feet away
Yep, he
into
does.
his gobbo friend or whatever the fuck that thing is.
Okay, and after Luca, Luca, you can keep going if you'd like.
Nah, that's my turn. That's my turn.
Not a problem.
Sadly.
So, just because I did not apply it before, and technically he would have gone before Kieran, we're just going to have him go now. And this is
Okay.
going to be, what's his face there?
Alvar.
Helabar the Lyrandar is going to throw up a spell around you guys. I'm just trying to get a cute looking magical effect. We'll just have to use this one. It's kind of lame, but we'll just use this one. And he's actually going to cast warding. Let me just make sure I do to front and then layer map. He's actually going to cast warding winds around you guys, which makes a nice big area. That makes the area immediately around you. You can't make ranged attacks really in or out, and it makes it difficult terrain, which is nice because it actually does protect you a good bit. The only problem is Reich is needs to move in a little to get the full benefit of it. But so that's actually what he would have done. All of a sudden, you would have seen his own dragon mark, which is a step up from Kieran's, starting to glow, and then wind starting to whip and whip harder and harder around him, causing this crazy gusts of winds that, like I said, it makes it difficult terrain. Ranged attacks have a hard time. It deafens you and other creatures in the area, so you guys can't really hear anything. It extinguishes fires and protect flames. And it hedges out vapors and gases and stuff like that, which at least helps to get all that juicy, liquidy, burny stuff off of Reich, because he's in the winds. And that's going to be his turn. He's going to go to the baddies' turns. These baddies happen to be, hold on, try to find them as a pain. There, the red ones. And so they're going to start moving in too, over towards the area where Ollie was. And they're going to have to stop a bit early because of difficult terrain. All right. That is their turn. Next is going to be Reich's turn.
All right, well, I'm going to.
A lot of them aren't on squares, by the way.
Boom.
That's fine. It's because I'm
Into
grabbing
the-
them as a big box and moving
Just in
them
case we
chunks.
need them to be for
Yep.
melee.
I'm stepping into the warding wind. And then I am going to hit this guy in front of me. Give him the old 1-2.
Go ahead. Oh, almost a 20, but nope, not for
Nope.
you.
Oh, that one's a hit. More than likely, 17.
Has a 17 ever hit these guys before?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna hit.
Alright, well, then Reich very lazily swings his sword around. He's mostly just playing at fighting.
And you continue standing where you are. Perfect. And with that, we're going to finish the first round of combat because things are going to get interesting in a moment. And we'll see what happens as this plays out. Everybody take a break. Take a break. Take a moment. Go get what you need. Go do what you do.
Get what you need.
We'll figure things out. All right?
This is where the D&D is. Get you
Hey,
one.
get
Go
you
get
some.
you some.